Whack. That'll work. Thank you for watching No Man's Sky Permadeath, the Red Shirt Diaries edition. I'm Sci-Fi Game Cat Henry, putting the man back in No Man's Sky. Just as untrue as every other time I've said it, but it's still fun to say. So, Beyond is getting closer. I've got a list of things that I think is going to happen in No Man's Sky Beyond. And I'll just kind of do my daily chores while talking about it. First I was saying that you're probably going to want to store up as much money and nanites as possible. I've changed that somewhat. I mean, you're still going to want money and nanites, but I think when it comes to the online features, Quicksilver is going to be the currency of online. Oh shoot, I got a broken ship. So you will be doing missions for your hub, your guild, whatever it's going to be, to earn Quicksilver, to then spend on items for the online component. Whether it's like a base or defenses or more base building items, or even maybe communication devices like a comm badge kind of thing that you can, talk to other team members exclusively, like on a separate channel, to ask for help, or hey, I'm over here, you want to come grab some nanites with me over here? Over here. So yeah, I think that Quicksilver is going to play heavily into the online component. Most other, say Android games and stuff like that, they'll have currency for just playing and then currency for doing the special things. Crystals usually, or some kind of rarer material. I need platinum. Okay, well, you're not going to get fixed for a while. On the topic of the galactic reset, I got a bunch of notes over here. I'm in the agreement that there's probably not going to be a reset. I don't know how much. Usually with the galactic reset, it will... Oh, goodness. Let's get the hell out of here before I crash. It changes the geology, the biomes of the planet. And I don't think that they're really going to do too much with that. I think they've got a pretty good balance. I mean, they might put in some more active geological features, tornadoes and volcanoes and stuff like that, maybe. But if they do, I think a good compromise so no one's bases get messed up from doing a galactic reset, or whether you're on a lush planet and all of a sudden it's a toxic hellhole, that kind of stuff, is leave Euclid alone. Leave Euclid as it is, and the other galaxies, Hilbert and Eisentam and so forth, will have some drastic changes. Plus, it would also give many players the incentive to go out and explore other galaxies, because that's kind of... A lot of players just stay in the Euclid, myself included. I've gone to the center, but I didn't stay in Hilbert. I just reloaded, and that way all the stuff that I have built up in Euclid I still have. So that would be an incentive to go and explore other galaxies. Plus, they did say that these 3 updates are based on the way that they've seen us play the game. They've seen us stay in Euclid mostly. They've also seen us build hubs. So there's the hub integration into online. They've also seen that we... there was another point I was going to get at there about the reset. Possible reset. That'll come to me. If not, I guess I'll make another video. Yeah, and with the online, well, I'm going to finish these here. I'll show you here in a second. This is something I speculated back before Next dropped. I thought there was going to be more hub integration. Say, like when you pull up your menu, or even maybe your discoveries and log, but one of these menus will have like a social menu, or could have a social menu. It'll show you what hubs you're a member of and what other members of that hub are online and where they're at and what mission they're on. And if you have the comm badge you bought for nanites, you can go help them out on their mission. Maybe, possibly, hopefully. I mean, this is all, we have no idea what's coming, so this is all blue sky. Online features. I should have elaborated on that, because now that I'm streaming, whew, it's the way things go. Let me keep that. Now I'll just throw everything in there. I've been having better luck by moving stuff out of my freighter into my exosuit inventory, otherwise I'll have freezes. Keep the geodesite, get rid of the Gekralik. Online features. What was I going to add there? This is going to be a shorter video too, because I still have to get some ribs in a crock pot and go back to second shift. Dang it, that bugs me now. I wish I could remember what I was getting at with the online features. I guess things that have been speculated before about possible factions or guilds warring with each other. And that would also get you Quicksilver, territories to control possibly, bases to have defenses and things like that. Oh, that was another thing about, it wasn't really about the online menu, but about traveling to other galaxies. One of the reasons a lot of people don't do it is because there's no way of getting back to Euclid unless you go 255 other galaxies back to Euclid. But maybe there's a... Sean did say in that interview that it will unite players from across the universe. Or words to that effect. So it leads me to believe that intergalactic travel will now be more possible. Maybe there's more glyphs to collect. Maybe that special building that we saw in the Beyond trailer is like a interdimensional portal of sorts, or it's a staging area. We again don't know what it is. Magna gold, we need gold. Now, on the topic of the NPCs, about them moving around. Now, there has to be a reason why they're moving around. Oops. And it's not just for prettiness, I don't think. I think that it's going to tie more into the gameplay. More variety of missions. I mean, a lot of times my speculation is based on, well, they couldn't have done that just for this. There has to be another reason why they implemented this mechanic or they changed this. And usually that part of the speculation works out. Yeah, so there's going to be different ways of interacting with them instead of just talking to them. Maybe you can hunt them down or use them as allies, companions. Yeah, there's a whole host of reasons as to why they would be mobile now. other than just it looks better. I mean, it's kind of an odd mechanic to put in for just visual purposes. Why not utilize it? Why not make it something more of a feature? And I suspect that will give us also more story, more plot line. And I'm getting to that. That's one of my favorite parts of the speculation. Okay, that's one of the next notes. Where Sean Murray had said that the 3 components all fit together. And we've been racking our heads trying to figure out ways, well, how does that fit with that? And, oh, maybe I'll store that. I mean, online and VR. Yeah, they're great, but how do they fit together? I mean, it's not like a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. It's not 2 great tastes that go great together. It's, well, it kind of is, but you see what I'm getting at? There's, yes, they're great, but why? What makes them better together? What makes them better together with the third thing? We don't know. And that's, I think that those 3 things fit together not mechanically, but thematically, plot-wise. Because the VR is basically Where. The online component is basically Myriad. And now we're kind of getting back into the pre-next speculation I did eons ago, where I had talked a lot about the ARG. And I thought that why would they go through the trouble of making all of that lore and not utilize it in the game? And, oh, I need the platinum. So they kind of did a few little things, but I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of that ARG lore in the game, like with the introduction of Where and Myriad being expanded upon in the plot lines. And possibly, they talk about the world of glass, which I suspect is the real world, because servers where Loop 16, Emily, is housed, see the rest of the world through a wall of glass. Not only with the server case, but usually in a cold server room where they can monitor it behind glass. Went off on a tangent again. So the third item could also be something from the ARG. We know of Echo, Multiverse, and Superlumina still. But Echo is basically the Korvax, and I guess to an extent Emily. Was Emily a living person before, and that's her Echo that makes Loop 16? Possibly. Possibly. That's something I speculated on before. But the Echoes are definitely where a lot of the origin of the Korvax lie. Multiverse, if you look at the website and look at the lore, they're into everything. So I think it basically just gives the simulation its sci-fi, futuristic, space travel, weapons and aliens kind of thing. Time travel, kind of, because you're getting messages from the future and past. Other simulations are talking to you. Portals, wormholes, teleporters, even your Exocraft backpack. When you're buying slots for your backpack, you're not buying physical storage space, you're buying memory space, because it's like transporters in Star Trek. The physical material is translated to data in a matrix and is stored, and then is reconfigured elsewhere. So basically, when you're putting something in your backpack or taking it out of your backpack, it's like teleporting, and the data of the material is stored, and maybe the raw particles are stored in the backpack, which is something that Multiverse was into. They were transmitting physical materials through space. Superlumina, they had their hands in everything. There's even one paper that was talking about how they helped Echo, how they helped Myriad, how they helped Atlas Foundation. So really the only thing missing out of here is Atlas Foundation, which leads me to be more storyline. That would be number 3. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping. That's something I've always wanted. Do I have anything on the freighter still that I need to get rid of? Whoops, too much. No, okay. There was also a discussion, I think it was even on Cobra, about a possible mobile app. And I cannot remember how that discussion came about. But what I suspect for the mobile app would be something like, I've seen it in other games, and they elude me at the point at this point right now, but where you can interact with your save in certain ways, and it still be kind of like a mini game in itself. So basically, it would be like a inventory management, mining, and farming helper. So you could trade goods, you could send frigates out on missions, you can harvest remotely, either from your farm or from autonomous mining units, and giving you more income. Or it could also tie into the online aspect, where the hub, guild, faction, fraternity, whatever you want to call the communities that we form in the online, will have their own farms, their own harvestable goods. Which brings up another point with I'm all over the place, and I apologize. With see there, I just lost it. It had to do. I need to take better notes, because I just scribbled this stuff at work and then try to decipher it later. Gosh, I hope it comes back to me. I'd want a platinum. Oh, gold and platinum. Okay. Yeah, that building. That's all I wrote down, was that building. You know the one. Yeah, we have no idea what that could be. And I had a speculation on it, but I think I covered it already, where it could be a staging area for online. It could be... Oh, they are down there. It could be a interdimensional teleporter, or intergalactic teleporter. Gold and oxygen. Usually it's the same stuff across all broken items on the one single frigate, but oh, I hate that. It's not the case this time. And I'm sorry if anyone's trying to chat while I'm doing this, because I've got this open on my phone. Gosh, what was the other point I was going to make about that? Something about the app reminding me of something else online. I don't remember. And then there's the possibility of crossplay. It could happen. It's unlikely. If they do, well, with VR, they're going to have to streamline a lot of things, and it appears that that's the direction they're going in with Vulcan update. Wow, how did I get so far away? Because that's not mine. Sorry, I'm talking and playing and thinking about the things that I've forgotten. Yeah, it's more likely now than it was before, because with Vulkan and then with them changing apparently a lot of the core engine in PlayStation 4 and more than likely PC. Maybe it'll make it more compatible with Xbox. Maybe they'll change the engine in Xbox. But that brings up another possibility. With them changing the engine, or tweaking the engine, I wouldn't say changing it, but modifying the engine, they could introduce it to yet other platforms, say the Switch, or even the Oculus Quest, which, oh my god, that comes out next week. It comes out on the 21st. The Quest has very small memory, 64 gigs, but I think that No Man's Sky would easily, especially if they optimize the engine and the core, it would be able to load and play on the Quest. The Quest is a very capable little device. It's, if you don't know, it's a VR device too, but it's a wireless device, kind of like the Oculus Go. You don't need to hook it up to a PC or a PlayStation. It's all in the headset. And it's very cool because it also has the controllers have thumbsticks, which unfortunately the PlayStation doesn't. Don't need to talk to you. It has inside-out tracking, so there's no external cameras or lighthouses or infrared or laser or any other devices that is reading the headset. The headset has the cameras and it reads the room. Another cool thing about the Quest is that when it reads the room, it can memorize that room. So if you've got 5 different places that you play, you walk into the room, it'll say, is this the room? Yes. And it'll know exactly where your boundaries are, how far you can move around in that room before you bump into something. So that's a very cool thing. But I think that it could easily be introduced on a new platform, that being the Quest or even Switch. Dang it, that's all I have in the notes. But oh, that bugs the hell out of me about what I was going to say about the mobile app tying in with the online. I don't know. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that's about all I can probably get done. I've got, 150. Yeah, I better make some more. So we will take care of some of this stuff. Oops. I'll send the frigates out, do the base mission again for some freebies, and then probably call it because I gotta get ready for second shift. And okay, don't need that. Don't need that. So I got 3 spots. That's tiny. Don't need that. Okay, can fit another 1,000 tritium. Make some frigating fuel. See what we got for missions. Totally unrelated to Beyond, but I've been told that I look like Tony Stark. I've been told that I look like Negan, which somewhere in between those two. But yesterday someone told me I look like Jeff Goldblum, which I don't know. With these glasses, maybe. But I don't know. I just thought that was funny. It's like, change your apartment. Change your world. Sensitive trade, exploration, combat, and industrial. And I've also, once my ships, excuse me, once my ships reach S class, then I start renaming them. I got the Elizabeth Layton and Emily, both industrial. So, yeah, hopefully I get some more getting up to S. Ooh, 450. So that took about half right there. Trade expeditions usually are pretty good in getting getting like geodesite and iridesite, stuff you can make nanites with. So that was 20. Let's go with that. And that'll probably take the rest of the fuel because these things are fuel hogs. 100. Maybe my trade expeditions have been further away and that's why they took so much more fuel. So I could do, I don't have enough for, yeah, it's not worth it. Okay, let's go planet side. I think the other thing that I was thinking about, it's a C. The other thing I was thinking about with the possible mobile app and the online, I think was just battles, fleet command maybe? I don't know. Really what I was going to do earlier for this stream is I was going to do the Artemis mission, but I don't have time for that. And I also really wanted to get out some of my Beyond speculation all in one shot. Just so I can be embarrassed by it later and see how wrong it is, because it will be. I mean, there's many features in there that I touched on that I hope we get. In addition to, having more than one multi-tool and, you know, things like that. But really, my multi-tool now, I've got, it's only half full, so. Well, let's go shopping. Yeah, I also really need to get the glyphs and the rest of the blueprints. And not just the base building ones, but, you know, the material blueprints. Let's go with metal. Every little bit helps. So yeah, if I remember the other things that I was going to put on my freaking list, I'll put them down in the comments. So, also in the description of the video, I've got links to some Spotify playlists that I put together. It's pretty easy to drag and drop them if you've got Spotify. If you're on PS4, you've got Spotify. Yeah, for a couple No Man's Sky playlists, a Skyrim playlist, and a Fallout. I was hoping Fallout would come to VR, but alas, it hasn't on PlayStation. It has on PC, but I've heard that it's not so good. But it is what it is. Bethesda is terrible at patching their stuff. I could go on about Skyrim, but I've got a whole series on Skyrim that is another thing I need to get back into. Because I'm still looking for Maven, and I got some issues. Got some issues with Maven in Skyrim. Actually, Maven has issues. That's my issue. So yeah, if you like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe. If you've got any other suggestions or expand upon anything that I did on the speculation, or if you've got arguments against the speculation, I'm welcome to hear them. I'm open for discussion on that. So anywho, thanks for watching. Live long and prosper.